So now that we have our, our zombie cleanup and all that kind of in place to where we can test, actual full, several rounds basically, where we don't have to really worry about performance because things are being cleaned up, which we should actually potentially do in the near future. We want to go ahead and start working on the gameplay loop side again, which is going to be the player's health. So we already have kind of a health system in place. We can take damage and all that. And let's go ahead and just for now, we'll delete, all the zombies but one. And what I want to do is check where we were at. So we left off. We have 100 health. We get hit, and we should just lose 50, each time, which we do. And then we continue to go, beyond zero and all of that stuff. So what we want to do is, well, kind of discuss how we want to do this. So I want to do it in, the gameplay mode route where we have kind of everything in the game mode, and I want to do it very similar to how we did the zombies. So if we go to where we spawn the zombie, and here we spawn the zombie, we immediately register ourselves with an event of on zombie death. So that way when the zombie dies, the gameplay mode can do whatever logic it needs to do to figure out, okay, should we end the round? And I want to do something very similar with the players. So right now, if we look really quick again at the zombie, let's go to the zombie pawn, go to begin play. We are initially registering a gameplay tag event of when the zombie has died. So once the zombie receives, this dead tag, on death will fire, which will in turn broadcast the on zombie death that the game mode is listening to right here. That's fine. The problem being, players have more than just a dead or alive state. They also have a down state. So if you're unfamiliar with like the original, we'll just say War at War, no self revive. When you go down in solo, that's it. You are done. You're basically dead. So you need to, well, the game just restarts basically. And if you have two or more players, then as long as one of the other players are alive when you go down, you go into a down state instead of death. But once you bleed out inside of that down state, then, well, you die. So that's what we want to mimic. So we don't really have we can't just use like a dead or alive, a dead tag. We also have to have a downed tag. And we have to figure out before we apply either one of these, what state are we actually in? And we can have the game mode be what applies that to us. So how do we know what to apply? Well, the first thing being we can register to a attribute change. So I'm trying to remember exactly what that function is called, but I do believe we are using it somewhere in here. So let me find it really quick. Okay, so I was wrong. I'm not seeing where we're actually using it, so this might be our first time. But anyways, we want to bind to an attribute changing, and that attribute is going to be our gas attributes, player attribute set, health. Now, if you are familiar with what we were focusing on with modules, that is a problem. And in a couple, I don't remember how many videos ago, I had mentioned I want to do some more cleanup to remove zombie specific stuff from our SKG zombies module and put it specifically in the zombies module. This here is one of those things. So the player attribute set with our health and points, as well as our view model with the player stats, because this also belongs in the zombies module, because our player stats is going to be in our downs, our revives, our points, all this kind of stuff. So we're basically going to convert this over. However, we can also make a generic kind of separate setup, but we're going to have to just kind of, we'll get there when we get there kind of things, because we're going to have to keep track of, kills, deaths, downs, and all that. But we can do that within a single separate attribute set if we really wanted to and make that reusable. But I'm not looking quite that far ahead. It's easy enough to refactor this stuff if we need to accommodate those changes. So what we want to do is we want to move player attribute set and view model player stats to our zombies module. So let's go down and go to gas. We have our attributes. Let's drag and drop the attributes. So that's the private one. So private gas attributes, like so. So we're moving player attribute set.cpp into our zombies module. In the private folder, we want to do the same thing for the public. So right here, move that on down. And we need to first go ahead and change our skg zombies API. We want to change that to the zombies module underscore API. And we should still be good to go with everything else there, because I don't think we're accessing the attribute set anywhere in particular. I could be wrong though. So I'm also going to close down the editor, and we need to do the same thing for the UI. So let's go ahead and make which we already have. We have the zombies game state view model. Let's drag and drop the player stats view model into view models. So we're bringing that on down as well. Oops, I need to drop that down. There we go. Like so. And we need to do the same thing. So open the header, change skg zombies API to zombies module underscore API. And that should be nearly it. But I do want to do some renaming to these classes as well, because I don't really like that they're not specific to the zombies, even though in this case they are. So, like I had mentioned, I may or may not want to be breaking these up, so I'm going to rename this as a focus to the zombies because it's easy enough to rename the class, split the view model up if we need to into multiple of them, or just make a completely separate one for, a completely different HUD, all of that to show kills, deaths, downs, headshots, etc. So let's rename this to viewmodel underscore player stats, or sorry, from viewmodel underscore player stats to underscore zombies. Let's call it, let's just prefix it here with zombies. So then same thing. Okay, fixed up the dot generated. We fixed up the class name. We need to go to the CPP, add zombies before the name, like so. Okay, and same thing right here. So we're listening for we are calling on attribute change from our new zombies player stats view model. So that takes care of that. I believe we have an issue in the player state that we need to resolve, but let's continue with the, attribute set really quick. So instead of it being player attribute set, it's just going to be the zombies player attribute set. And we can open that on up. Paste in zombies, so zombies player attribute set like so. Make sure the generated file is good. Go to the CPP and add zombies before the word player everywhere it is used. And that should take care of that. And now let's check the naming of the CPP files. So zombies player attribute set, so mine auto rename those. And same thing with the UI. So now let's go to our player state. And here we're, using our player attribute set. Let's rename it to U zombies player attribute set. So we need to prefix these with zombies, like so, which also means we need to, I guess, bring in the zombies module if we are not. So let's go to our skg zombies.build.cs, and yes, I know this main module name is a little bit confusing. And we want to bring over the, just zombies module. That way our includes can fix themselves up, and all that kind of stuff. Let's also go to the header. And we have our U view model player stats. That's going to be U view model zombies player stats, like so. And this is also something we are likely going to end up refactoring, so that way it's not dependent on how the player state is set up, but that'll be done later, because we have the same thing with the player attribute set as well. So we don't want to necessarily add the zombies player attribute set if we're in, say, a team deathmatch or something like that. But again, I'm kind of forward thinking at the moment. Okay, So let's go down here, UV model, zombies, player stats, takes care of that. So basically everywhere that didn't have, well, the word zombies, we just need to add it. So I'm going to go ahead and compile, just see if we can actually build. Okay, so we have a few errors. First one being, ironically, in our view model, which I thought we resolved, which we did not because I forgot to do this after the rename. So let's add zombies, like so, to the actual class names where it's being used and the include. And then we have our gameplay ability interact. We need to change that over as well. And we have another error down here where we are getting the points attribute. So let's fix that up too. So go ahead and build one more time. And there we go. So everything built. So I'm going to close everything else except for the game mode out and go ahead and launch the editor because we do have some view, or not view model, well, actually, I think we do have some view model issues, but we have to fix up the gameplay effects that, initialize our points, modify our points, and same thing with our health. So we're going to do that first, then I guess we can fix up the view models. So to begin, I think we're defining everything pretty much in our project settings here. So we can go to our, our modify points, modify health effect. Let's go ahead and open that. So core, gas, effects, and we need to organize this at some point too. So we have modify zombie health, modify points, and you can see the attribute is none. So we want to change that to zombies player stats, or sorry, player attribute set dot points. So compile, save. We want modify player health. We want to do the same thing, change that to zombie player attribute set dot health. Compile, save. So let's see. Init player stats, we need to do this. So this one here is for points at the top, and this one here is for health at the bottom. Compile and save that. And that is all. So next up, let's go ahead and head to our UI and go to our WBP points. Okay, go to view models because you can see it's basically gone. And we want to add the zombies player stats view model. So you can see that exists there. Let's just delete. And we need to change the creation type to property path. And we no longer have a valid property path. So we have to modify that function we made, which is get player stats view model. And I'm going to rename that to get zombies player stats view model and call get view model. Let's do player stats. And let's see, we should actually rename that as well, but it's not too big of a deal. Like I had mentioned, I do kind of want to at some point go through and change how we're creating the view model, where we're adding the player stats, or sorry, the player attribute sets, that kind of stuff, to be a little bit more dependent on the game mode itself. So we need to go ahead and change the return type to the view model underscore zombies player stats and plug it in. So that takes care of the event graph. Now we can add the property path and then fix up the binding. So we're converting a float to text and this value here. So we need to set the value to our points again. And that should be, I believe, everything. So let's press play. So we have 5,000. Actually, let me go ahead and get hit. So we have health at 100. Now we're at 50. So that's working. And I don't think we added a cost for the barricade. Yeah, we never fixed that up. So let's buy a gun. And we have 4,700. All right. So everything seems to be fixed up. So I'm going to go ahead and save all. And yeah, we are good to go. So I'm going to do the rest of the organization kind of later. I'm going to take another just separate approach in regards to it. But for now, we have kind of what we need. We can access what we need to continue on with the actual gameplay loop. So I will see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.